Hi, I'm Mike from 1A Auto. We've been selling auto parts for over 30 years.
In this video, we are going to be performing a power steering flush on a 2010 GMC Acadia. You might be doing this if your power steering fluid is dirty or you replaced a steering component and having trouble bleeding the air out of the system. If you need any parts for your vehicle, click the link in the description and head over to 1aauto.com. Pop the hood and grab this lever, pull up. To open the hood, the safety's right here. Pull it to the right. Remove this cover. We need to pull the oil fill off and grab the cover. Pull up on the front and grab it back here. Pull up on the back. There's a bunch of retainers that hold it down. Put the cap back on so no debris goes into the oil. This is your power steering reservoir. This is your power steering cap. All right, first thing we're going to do is we're going to suck the fluid out. We have one of these little pumps here, and it's got a long straw on it so it can get really in there. And then we're going to stick it in our bottle, and we'll just pump it. You could try using a turkey baster. You might have to add some kind of straw to get it in there because the hole on this reservoir is kind of small. As you can see, the fluid looks pretty dark and gross. So we got most of that out. We'll pull that off. All right, so the next step, we're gonna need to take this line off. But when we take this line off, we're gonna need to put a plug right there. So I'm gonna show you a little plug, little trick I did. Take a little piece of hose and then take a bolt. I'm gonna put the bolt in the other end. And then when I slip that line off, I can stick this right on the end and that'll keep the fluid in. So I'm gonna put some rags underneath here because some fluid's gonna come out. And I'm gonna take some pliers and take this lock ring off. And get close to the end, grab my plug in my other hand so that I can do this quickly. So I don't lose too much fluid. There we go, just like that. Just a little bit, it's just got to keep the fluid in there. So I use some locking needle nose pliers to open up that clamp, and then I'm going to use some hose, and I'm going to go from the inside here. And it's going to take a little bit of effort, but it will go in there. We want to try to get a good amount in because we don't want this hose popping off when the engine's running. And that seems good. Now I'm going to pull the locking pliers off, which will secure it a little better. Next, we're going to install a transmission style funnel and just lock it in there. A nice skinny funnel. I'm going to use a bottle and we're going to put the hose into the bottle. So that's where the old fluid's going to go. We're going to put new ATF in. This vehicle for power steering takes Deck 6. So what we're gonna do next is I'm gonna have a partner start the vehicle for me, and I'm gonna monitor the fluid. I'm gonna be adding fluid while he's doing that, and the fluid's gonna be coming out there. And at one point I'll have him turn the steering wheel back and forth, and then we will shut the car off before all the fluid comes out. Okay, start it up and turn the wheel back and forth. All right, shut it off. And it's that quick. All right, so when we're pouring the fluid in here, it's getting sucked into the power steering pump, and then it's going through the steering rack, going through all the lines, and then coming up here and going into our bucket. And that's how you get a lot of the air out and a lot of the dirty fluid. Take that out. You can pop this off down here. Some of the fluid's going to come out. Now, with my finger on the cap of this, I'm going to pop my my plug off real quick and then push this on real quick, just like that. Slide it over and pull my rag out. So there's still fluid in my funnel. I'm going to have our helper start the car, and we'll just run the steering wheel back and forth. All right, go ahead, start it up. Okay, there is still fluid in my funnel. I'm gonna pull it up quick and put my finger over the end, hopefully not lose too much fluid. Let's see. The fluid's up to the top. I am gonna have to suck some of that out. So I'm gonna suck some of the fluid out with this pump. Stick this in here. Okay, it's right up at the top, and that's where we want it right now for when we're gonna let it run for a little bit. We'll leave the cap off for now while we let it run. Okay, we're gonna start it up. We're gonna let it run for about 5 minutes like that. So after the engine's been running for about 5 minutes, then we're gonna get in it with the wheels off the ground a little bit and turn the wheels back and forth. Not staying on the stop for too long, just hitting the end and then coming back. And we'll do that a couple times, maybe about 5 to 10 times total. And then we're gonna leave the steering wheel straight. And then we'll shut it off. So at this point, we're gonna check our fluid level. I'm just gonna top it off just a little bit. I just want it closer to the max line. At this point, you would take the car for a ride, drive it for about 5 to 10 minutes, come back and you would check the fluid level again and adjust accordingly. All right, so put the oil cap off, put the engine cover back on, push it down, put the fill cap back on.
Thanks for watching. Visit us at oneauto.com for quality auto parts, fast and free shipping, and the best customer service in the industry.